Barium Podcast, episode number 9. I believe that is correct. Look at
Correct,
that, we're
sir.
in double digits next time we sit down and do this, guys. Wow, who knew that we were going to keep going? I have no idea how many listeners we have, but those of you who are listening, thank you very much.
We've
And
got 11 teen.
11 teen.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's epic.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk some hockey playoffs today, and we got Bubba Rude, we got Eric Fulton, and we got me, Dale the Impaler. Which we should probably at some point describe why the hell I'm called Dale the Impaler, because I really actually don't know why.
You don't know why you're named Daler the Impaler?
Dale the Impaler, is that it? That's just it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was out at G Spot out at Nikki and Collins.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I know it's been around for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was when the girls were talking about nicknames and how everybody has one. And I think I asked you what your nickname was, and you told me you didn't really have one.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I said, well, we're making you a nickname, and it was Daler the Impaler.
Okay. Well, now there it is. Okay.
That's the origin story.
That's the origin story. Well, that's a good origin story. Around a campfire, a couple beers. What more do you want?
Yeah. Winnipeg just scored 3-1.
And we know all the teams are playing. Everybody's had a few games now. Things are happening. It's in full swing. I think we should go right through them. We'll start with maybe with you, Bubba. How's it going for your teams in the playoffs? What are you thinking?
Well, it's been a rough couple of games. There's no question. I mean, it's good to see them push back and come back and do like they did in game one. But we need more, and not necessarily just out of the forwards, but I mean, our defense has got to try to stem these guys and keep them out of the shooting lanes a little more than they have been. I mean, we can't blame it all on Skinner. It's not like he's been horrible or anything.
Well, I saw a stat there that they didn't. Wasn't until the third period. I can't remember if it was the second game when the Oilers finally outshot the Kings. Like, other than that, they were single digit kind of thing per period. That's not great.
No, they got to do more. But I mean, between block shots and everything else, the second game was actually a pretty close game until that shitty fucking awful penalty that they were given for slashing, which was probably the most textbook fucking stick lift I've seen yet. You know, lifts just above the guy, just below the guy's hands, so he doesn't hit him in the hands, and he just lifts his stick, and that's what they called a slash. And it was like, I've been talking to Foley a bit, and it's one of the things that I've been frustrated about through the whole playoffs, and it doesn't matter which series it is. It's just the inconsistency of the calls. Like, we seem to get these chicken shit little cross-checking calls, and yet a good cross-check in the mouth and there's no call on. Like, let's call it one way or the other, but let's be consistent about it, because everybody can adjust to consistent calling. They can't adjust to, well, it's a penalty this time, but not that next time. And, like I said, that stick lift was such a textbook stick lift. To call it a slash was just fucking awful. But, and that
wasn't a great call, but, I was going to kind of talk about that series, about how good the Kings are, but then I readjusted and said, nah, I don't want to talk about that. I'd rather talk about how shitty the Coilers are. And they are. They're not a good hockey team right now.
Oh my God.
They talked about, their penalty kill and how it was 100% last year, and now it's, struggling. Well, we all talk about they gave away the two guys to the Blues and how hard that was. But last year, their big penalty killers were CC, Desharnais, and McLeod, and none of those guys are back.
Yeah, and that certainly hurts the team. There's no,
that GM destroyed a hockey team. Literally, he blew up a Stanley Cup contender, made him a team that regular season's still going to be good no matter what when they play the way they do in the league now with two absolute beasts. But get playoff time, McJesus is playing 49 minutes a game. He already played the PP. He already gets double shifted, and now they put him on the PK. Right? Like, I get it. You're going to win on the back of McDavid, but you can't literally win on the back of McDavid.
You can win.
You can't play a guy that much,
You win a series, but you won't make it to the end.
I think it's hard to even win a series nowadays when the recipe for Stanley Cup champions for the last however long is 3 lines deep with a fourth energy line. Three solid lines. big boys on the back end with a couple puck movers and solid goaltending that doesn't make you lose. And as you say all of that, none of that describes the Oilers.
No.
They don't have three strong lines. They don't have big boys on the back end that play the right way. And their goaltending, like I've said from last year, it's suspect. And the sad thing is nothing really to blame him so far going on this series.
No.
But you still got to make some saves. Like I told you last night, the game's close. He's got to come up with something that, extraordinary, because everybody has to do it at some point in the playoffs for your team to win. He hasn't done it yet.
No, and I agree with you completely. He's got to come up with that extra save that he just hasn't been doing. And he just needs to do it. But I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh, he's let in shitty goals. He hasn't let in shitty goals.
Nope.
The team has left him in positions to hang out to dry over and over again.
Well, yeah. And you look at the goals some of these Kings have been scoring. Like, I've already nicknamed Kuzi the Coiler Killer. Like, he played in Vancouver, so you know what he was like. He had a great rookie season, 30-some-odd goals. Came into Calgary, lit it up. But you can really see where he fits in with that line, with Anze Kopitar being one of the best two-way studs to play the game.
Yeah.
And Kempe, who can fly with anybody in the league and is as skilled as anybody in the league. So Kuzi's got, not the fastest skater, but he's got great hands. He's got good vision, and he takes some risks. But you got Anze Kopitar covering for him and a strong back end, which he didn't have in Calgary.
No.
We got two elite players, and Kuzmenko he complements that. And I think he's found a home.
Yeah, so, he's done very well for them. There's no question.
Oh, their power play's been insane since he's got there.
And I mean, they're fucking guys that are shooting. They're just shooting the lights out too. Like,
they
aren't missing.
Kempe under the bar.
Kempe, Byfield, like the whole works of those guys are just shooting the lights out right now. Like, they can't miss for trying. So.
No, they got some hot hands, but they're deserving their hot hands. They're getting good breaks. They're getting, and
not trying to take anything away from LA here. Not even a little bit.
No, you can't, because there's nothing Oilers are doing that's that good.
No.
Right? But the same breath, talking to Frank, talking about Draisaitl on that last goal. Bouchard, whatever positioning. But Draisaitl totally couldn't get back. He was gassed.
Yeah, absolutely.
He played, 14 minutes of the third period?
Just ridiculous. He cannot
play
those guys that much. You've got to count on the other guys to be able to create some sort of offense. And I mean, they showed that they could when those guys were out of the
for
lineup.
a week. For a week.
Sure.
Right? That a week does not make a season, and a playoffs is even harder to score. But, we talked about it.
If you're never given the chance to, you're never going to score either.
No, agree.
Well, you can't play them 14 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it is. Like, you've got to, like you said, you've got to let that second and third line, they have to be showing up. Yeah. And if the coach doesn't want to play them because he doesn't think it's going to work out.
It might not be that they got to show up. I don't know if there's talent there to show up. I've been saying it. Nugent Hopkins 2 years ago punched way over his head. He's an invisible guy, right? You got older, smaller, and slower, as the Coilers did.
I mean, let's be honest here, guys. Nugent Hopkins is the best third-line center in the league.
No.
Third line, not second line.
What I would trade any third-line center in playoffs right now that has done something versus what he's doing right now. He hasn't been relevant in any game. So how do you call him the best third line center when he hasn't been relevant in any game? Because they're trying to play him
as the second line center, and it's a spot that doesn't fit for him.
Well, I agree. But I think if you put him in the third line, I don't know if he's that much better either. He plays on the best power play in the league. Put
him in the position to fail, and he's going to fail. Like, you're not putting him in a position to succeed the way you're doing it, playing him as a second line centerman.
Okay, so you're not getting a whole lot of scoring love. You're not doing anything. But what else? Isn't there a whole lot of other things he can do in a game to be relevant? He doesn't do any of those.
No, I get it. But don't forget, he's not that big a guy. I mean, he's got to play.
You don't have to be.
And that's
you don't have to be, but you've got to be noticeable.
Yeah.
Stripping pucks, forechecking the right way, making good outlet passes. He gets on the power play with McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. He's not noticeable on there either. He's not tracking pucks. That's one of their problems
on
too.
Their power play. Like, he just does not. Like, I know he can be a good passer, but he's not right now. So put somebody like fucking Kane or Perry with them to go stand in front of the net and cause some havoc. Like, that is exactly what they need on their power play right now. And, watching Kane come back after not playing for just about a whole full year now, Like, he got out there and was relevant all game long, hitting, and hitting. Like, he just did everything that you could try to do to get yourself back into the swing of things as a guy who's missed time. So give him a chance to do something else that he can do good too, which is cause some fucking havoc in front of the net on the power play. You know, you're not going to beat Kemper a whole lot of times if there isn't somebody there screening him.
That's like most goalies in the NHL. It's pretty standard to get people to the front of the net, cause havoc. But
let's face it, Kemper's better than the average goalie too.
For sure.
You know.
Well, yeah.
For sure. So yeah, we're all in consensus. The Oilers are in trouble though. Like, it's time to.
If they absolutely have to come out and win Game 3, and then they're going to have to do the same thing for Game 4 if they're going to keep any hope of winning the series. They're going to have to absolutely take their 2 at home and then figure out some way to take one in LA.
Well, you know, McDavid's going to go nuclear again at some point. So as long as they can handle that, and maybe Kane gets his feet back under, but I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe. Let's go to the other Canadian series, Montreal and Washington.
Yeah,
another Canadian team, anyways.
I really feel for Montreal in that series. It feels like they're a bit outclassed. That's what when I was watching, I just thought, but I mean, they're playing hard. They're playing really hard. But they're a little out.
Montreal is giving Washington everything they can handle at this point.
But it's
not enough. But they're giving them everything that they can handle.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no easy plays. There's no easy games for them. Those are fucking hard-ass games.
Oh, yeah. They're throwing it all on the ice. And it's good to watch, but it's sad because I don't think they're going to make it.
No, but I mean, they shouldn't either. I mean, Washington was the number 1 team in the league. So to go and say that your number 8 team is going to really put up a huge battle against them, I mean, to be honest, they've put up more of a battle than I thought they might have been able to do. So,
well, they've been doing Josh Anderson's running out there playing hard. That with Gallagher, Caulfield. I think Lane Hudson's figuring out that the playoffs is a little different than the regular season. He isn't as effective, but when your whole team is not being as effective, but they are playing hard. I think guys like Laine, it's an absolute disgrace watching him play hockey. I get it. Regular season, more ice, but one-timers, that's all you got. You better put it in the net. And he's not doing it. His small area play is ridiculous. He fumbles the puck, gives it away, doesn't try. His 50-50 battles are non-existent. And I think that Davidoff kid, too, I think he's figuring out, young, not any, negativity towards him, but I just think, you get all that hype and love, and rightfully so, what he did, but then he comes to playoff hockey, and it's good for him, right? I think it's great for him to be there because Canadians are only going to get better.
Oh, yeah.
They're young, and they're going to be good.
It's a great learning experience for him, and it's just a great, like you said, just there's so much that he can do, but he is not quite ready for playoff hockey.
No.
And Laine never saw never saw the ice in the third period of the last game, and that's
rightfully so.
And rightfully so. He was fucking horseshit all game. He took 5 one-timers and didn't score. You're not.
Well, and he was a detriment to his team.
The rest of the time, he was a detriment to the team. So
right,
that says when you're behind that you get to sit on the bench, and I mean, that's the way it should be.
Well, when you got a guy with a real special skill, which he does have, with the ability to shoot the puck and make it, balls of twine. So if you're one of those guys and your shit's not working, just like Nugent Hopkins, you got to find other ways.
Absolutely.
You might not be a plus on the, your scoring. I'm not saying it's plus minus, but as an effective player, you might not be putting pluses up there, but you can't be putting minuses. And that's what Laine was doing. He was putting minus after minus out there, and it's got to be frustrated as, coach, but even being a player, just watching him, solemn on the bench, no freaking facial expressions, just, fucking get a heartbeat, guy. But that's all I got about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to watch. The Canadians are giving it, which is all you can ask for, but I don't think they're going to make her. And and like Bubba said, they shouldn't, but they're putting up a fight, and it's good. It's fast. It's good hockey to watch, and you can see where Montreal's going to be better for sure.
Oh, they're going to be a good team down the road. There's no question about that. I mean, They've had good goaltending, and that team is so young and just learning every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the big series, Ottawa and the Leafs. Bubba, what are you liking and what are you not liking? And do you think it's going the right way?
I mean, let's face it, Toronto is the stronger team of the two. I was really hoping for Ottawa, and I still am, but I like Brady's energy. He's certainly out there trying his ass off, scoring some goals, and trying to keep games close. I mean, it's 2 overtime games now, so I mean, it's not like it's been a huge ass blowout or anything, but they just need to find that extra little gear, that extra little bit that puts them over the top. Because I mean, it's been a matter of just little tiny mistakes that make the difference, and they're making them, and Toronto isn't.
Well, they got their V card broken, right? They got their cherry pop first year in playoffs
Yep.
for all those kids and stuff.
Exactly.
And you know how that goes. Sometimes, after you get your cherry popped, you lay in the bed and cry, or it was a decent experience. And I think this one's kind of a decent experience for him.
There you go.
Dale, your thoughts on this Canadian battle out east?
I had not watched and had a chance watching the games, but I tried to watch a little.
Well, then
bit.
we'll just leave it at that then.
But it looks like they're doing great. Way to go! I did want Montreal to win, and it's like 3-0 now.
We're talking about Ottawa and the Maple Leafs.
I know the Maple Leafs just won, so in OT today. So
yeah,
3-2. It's
Ottawa's down 3-0.
Ottawa's down 3-0. They're in trouble.
Well, and I think the biggest surprise for me watching this series is the Leafs D. Not that I knew they were going to be big. I knew they were going to be, hard to play against, heavy, all that adjectives, whatever you want to call it. But just watching the puck movers, guys like Tanev and Benoit, who are studs defensively, but you watch those guys, there's no wasted movements. Pucks are either put in the place for their team to have the best chance to get it, or they're making a one pass and it's moving out of the zone. So I think that's the biggest difference from last year's Leafs to this year's, their ability to get the puck going north-south a lot quicker, not so much east-west. And Ottawa can't, like you said, it's they're laying in bed smiling. I think for the next 2 years, if these two get first round matchups or second round matchups, I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think the other team, Ottawa, young. Leafs aren't old by any stretch, but I think they're going to have some changes if things don't go right this year for them. And I hope they don't. So, and Stolarz is good.
Yeah, Stolarz has been great. And I mean,
good.
No, nothing against Ottawa's tender either. I mean, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, Ulrich's done all right. Yeah. I don't think he's been a world beater.
No, but
there's no reason to say he hasn't done his job. He just, like I said,
and he's made.
You'd like to see a guy like that. You'd like to see a guy like that again steal something,
Yeah.
But he's played good. Just they needed him to be Superman for them to, take this series deep. And he's been good, but I don't think he's been Superman.
No,
more like Aquaman.
It's that green. It's the green-orange combo, man. You can't.
I think I brought Aquaman up twice now. That's the second time I brought Aquaman up.
I believe it is. Yep, I believe it is. And then you've also, if I recall correctly, you did make a distinction between like Aquaman and then like Aquaman.
There's 2 Aquamans.
You had 2 Aquamans. Right? Yeah. I think somewhere didn't Aquaman lose his arm or something? Gets kind of a weird trident arm or something. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I look at it's like the one Simpson episodes. There's Aquaman, who's Ned Flanders, the neighbor, and then there's Ned Flanders in her romance novel she's writing. 2 totally different Ned Flanders.
One's ripped Ned Flanders. One is not. Yeah,
they're both ripped. Ned Flanders is ripped.
Oh, Ned Flanders.
He just got longer, sexier hair, and he's more dynamic.
There you go.
All right, so we got that one. Another great series humming along. Jets and Blues. It's not done yet, so we'll get to that one at the end.
All right.
Dallas, Colorado.
Yeah, I was hoping that Dallas would surprise us, and they seem to be. So right on, go Dallas. It's like I watched the last, like I caught the OT, and I was like, wow, fantastic. They're throwing it all out there. Good for them. Go Dallas.
Yeah. Bubba, your thoughts?
Thought it's been really close. It was fucking great to see Landeskog back in the lineup.
Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah, just I mean the fact the guy hasn't played in 2 years and can step into the playoffs and
Oh, really? I
at
didn't
least
know
look
that.
like he
Oh,
That's a
hasn't
great
missed it.
story.
You know,
I didn't. I probably smiled for 5 minutes straight after I can't remember who he hit in the neutral ice. He come through, and
yeah,
What was the 2 years? Why didn't he play for 2 years? What happened?
you got to cut around his knee, and it did some weird shit in his cartilage in his knee. So he did that. Took him forever. There's actually a documentary coming out through his whole
yeah.
start. He started videotaping himself right as soon as the injury was like going a little sideways. And so he's got everything documented for the last 2 years, all the stuff with his family, his doctor. Like he had to fly, I can't remember, he was almost halfway across the country to go get his therapy all the time.
Wow.
And yeah, no, it's a crazy story.
Yeah.
And setbacks, he's getting close. We heard it all on the sports wave, and no, doesn't come back. Even I wasn't believing it until I saw him on the ice, even with this time. Like even just being put on the bench, I was thinking, okay, now he's just there, kind of a. Yeah, I knew it would never happen, but it's still going through my head. Is he actually going to hit the ice? And he hits the ice, and it was deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Picked it up like he hadn't been missing the time at all, just about. So crazy.
Well,
in that Dallas series,
you have to put in to do that, hey? Like like the effort personally to be able to step back on without any other games until then. That's amazing.
No, he played 2 minor league games.
Oh yeah. Oh, minor. So he's playing, but but that's not the same.
That's not NHL, no.
Yeah.
No, but it's still hockey. He just and AHL at the end of the year can be crazy too, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
It's not that. It's definitely not the NHL, but it's not that big a step below either.
No,
you can play. If you can dominate in the if you can dominate in the AJ or AHL, you can play in the NHL.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the kind of guys they got there.
Cool. Good for him. Great story.
Well, and like I said, Dallas without Heiskanen, their D has collectively done great. Hart, that guy's filling in. He's not the same, but I think he's different and kind of better in some other areas. So it's pretty good. Rantanen finally showed up about 10 minutes left in the second period and did some things. So that's good for Dallas too. And I think Colorado, they're playing a lot of perimeter hockey right now, and I think they got to start using. They get some of the best wheels in the league, and I don't know if their timing's just off or what, but I think the middle of the ice, I don't think they've owned it the way they can.
Right.
We certainly haven't seen McKinnon trying to exploit that center drive like he normally does either. So, and let's face it, it's lead by example, and whether he's the captain or not, he's one of the main leaders on that team, and he's the one that's been there.
Oh, he's the driver.
Yeah, he's what drives.
Right, he's the engine of that team.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he's not going to that center lane drive, then the other guys don't follow the same. So
yeah, could be it. Could be it. All right, let's go to the really exciting series: New Jersey and Carolina. Bubba.
Yeah, Carolina's up 2-0. I mean, they're just outclassed. New Jersey's missing Hughes in a huge way. And,
yeah, they really are.
And it's been a bit like I've said. They got Markstrom in net, and that's such a mixed bag of everything. I don't think you can blame him on anything, but he's not the world beater like he can be, and he absolutely has to be if they're going to try to move past Carolina. I mean, Carolina's fast. They move the puck well. They just play the game the right way, and it's hard to say enough good things about the way they're playing.
He's got dogs.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of rabid dogs that just play hockey, chase pucks.
And Stankoven's
don't waste no time. Don't waste time. They got shit to do.
Yeah. And Stankoven's been such a good fit on that team, like far better than Rantanen was. And I mean, you hate to say that when you're talking about somebody as skilled as Rantanen, but the reality is fits fit. And Rantanen didn't really fit there.
Well, no, you got Stankoven who just, he's prototypical Dallas. Or not Dallas, sorry.
Carolina.
Prototypical Carolina.
Yeah.
He's a puck hound. That's, he's been that way as watching him in World Juniors, watching him with Dallas. He's a puck hound. So he fits right in there. And not only that, he's a puck hound who's got skill and has found a little bit of a knack for scoring goals. So just another, Carolina, I don't know. They still got to get out of, conference final and see what they can do. But I think this year, watching them play Jersey, they're a little more exciting. It's not so freaking dull to watch the pricks play.
Exactly.
So yeah, the second last one here. Great game tonight. We got Minnesota, Las Vegas.
I saw the Wild play the Canucks, and I was like, yeah, they're all right. But what a different team playing against the Knights. They are putting it all out there, and I don't know. I don't know all the players on the Knights, but the last two games I watched, I felt that the Knights seemed to just not play aggressive. That first
They're
game,
methodical, very methodical team.
and they keep. I know why you collapse in the defense, but the difference between that game one where the Knights were charging ahead, making it happen, and they were scoring goals and they won, and then the next two games they just kind of collapsed back to let the Wild come down the ice and just take over.
I mentioned Frank in this podcast a lot, and he was after that that Vegas game, said there's nobody to stop this team. That was a game where everything went right, and they played good, deserved what happened, but everything went right that game. All of their reads, all of their feeds, it was just good.
Yeah,
but like Vegas is a methodical team. They're probably the deepest team in the league with what they got, especially on the back end. But you got Minnesota and you got Kirill Kaprizov. And you got this kid, Matt Boldy.
Just doing awesome.
Speaking of puck hounds, holy shit.
Yeah, right?
That guy's
great play behind the net.
Exactly.
He read a reverse. And it was a wide reverse too. He had time, hit the boards, picked it, drove it right to the front of the net. Hanifin, he didn't do that a lot with Calgary, but he was suspect the odd time moving the puck. Most of the time, he's a pretty solid guy, though.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bubs?
He's a solid guy who's prone to the odd, I don't want to say bad play, but probably less than ideal play.
He had a few and far between, but they're always noticeable. That's the hard thing. Lots of guys make lots of mistakes. His seemed just to end up in the wrong spot.
Exactly. They always seem to end up in his net. So,
no, I'm liking that series. I hope it keeps going. I think in no way, shape, or form do I still think Minnesota's going to win this. I think they played out of their hat a bit.
Oh yeah.
I think Vegas will come back
too. They're up by one, I guess. But
yeah, up by one.
Yeah, it's 2-1
it's
for
not
them
in
now.
the world.
No.
Right.
Yeah. I think that it just seems to me that the today's game in particular, or I caught a bit of that, and I just thought the Knights were like the game before. They seem a little bit slower. I don't know why.
And they're not the fastest team out there, but they got hockey IQ up their wazoo.
For sure.
They got Big D, and it's 7 games. It's not 3.
That's true.
And I think that'll outlast. Because, like I said, without Kirill Kaprizov, to me, that team doesn't make the playoffs. And without him, they don't get a chance to win a round.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he is, he goes nuclear too. He can take over. Well, he's shown it. So him and Mr. Boldy.
Well, if Kaprizov hadn't jumped back in the lineup in the last 3 games,
yeah, we'd be watching the Calgary Flames.
We'd absolutely be watching the Flames play to Vegas instead. There's no question.
And been talked to Bubba last night. I got to make an apology. Feel bad. I've been hard on Mr. Rasmus Anderson the last month of the season, and I found out on the news through his exit meeting and whatever, guy was playing with a broken leg.
Playing with a broken leg?
Playing with the broken, what was
Absolutely.
it?
Fibula.
Fibula. Playing with a broken fibula.
Same thing that had held Ovechkin out of the lineup there for a while.
Here I am dogging on a guy playing on one wheel.
Oh, wow.
So, I'll reserve. I still wasn't a huge fan. Even before this last month, I was still struggling with the way he played. And good thing I'm not the GM. But yeah, no, that's an apology that I had to obviously give. Because I was pretty hard on him.
That would be...
And he didn't deserve it.
Pleasant. That would not be pleasant to play
with
broken fibula.
No,
Maybe
and the thing is, he was
whatever.
still blocking shots like a crazy person. I did say that part of his game he was still doing, and to know that you got some bone issues in your leg and you're throwing it in front of 80,
Yeah.
90 mile an hour
Oh
pieces
God, yeah.
of galvanized rubber.
Yeah, that
So
would be
crazy.
too. That is a little bit nuts. So yeah, I mean, you got a
Little
bit of
bit
a pad,
nutso.
but you're gonna feel that. It's not gonna feel good. It's gonna hurt.
That's right. Well, I think we can talk about the St. Louis Winnipeg game. It's 6-2.
Yeah, I think they're not gonna pull this one out of the fire.
Pretty
5
safe.
minutes out, St. Louis comes back. Dale, what are you liking about this series?
Well, I was really liking that the Jets were walking into 2-0 into today's game. And I was thinking that they were looking on fire to me. They sure wanted it. The first two, they went out and just gave her. But yeah, I didn't watch any of today's game, so it's hard for me to say how they did today. But they sure looks like they got creamed 6-2. That sucks.
It's been they've only got 17 shots on net.
Oof.
Yeah, they haven't St. Louis has been the team that we talked about at the start before the playoffs began. They're that team. They're heavy. They're moving the puck quick. They're good players are good players, and there's one huge player in this series right now that's Fowler. The last time, I don't know what he got in these last. If he got points in the last ones, he has 5 points in 3 games as a D-man. And he's probably one of a handful of the most underrated defensemen. Last little while playing where he played. No love Anaheim, but he is the real deal. Like, you watch him play, just smart. He's, and this is probably a crazy comparison, but he reminds me a little bit of Nicholas Lindstrom. Just always doing the right thing. Like, you watch his game, and he's such a great skater too. But he's calm, he's collected, jumps into play. He's not going to be a 80-point defenseman guy anymore, but he's going to be, 30, 40, and just be that good.
Yeah, good for him. That's great.
Yeah, and the other thing those guys have been on at today is forecheck. They have been on the fucking body and hard on the forecheck all game long.
Yeah. And I don't think Hellerbuck's played that great. They've won. I think he got bailed out last game by his team. He's only got 25 shots tonight and 6 by him.
That's not good.
No, and nothing like grotesque, like, oh my God, that shouldn't have went in the net. But still, he's got to be the best player on the ice.
Yep.
And
I don't think he has been yet.
And he was most of the season. That's why Winnipeg was in the position they're in. You know, not because their team has played that particularly well. I mean, they've played well, but Hellebuck's been superhuman. So,
I'm definitely rooting for him. Go Jets is all I got to say. But don't know. Next game we'll find us. We'll know.
Yeah, no, it'll be always telling if you can win both at home. So hopefully they get kind of pulling for St. Louis. So kind of like the way they play.
Well, okay. Got it.
Yeah. That wraps up our playoff talk, unless there's anything else you'd like to throw out there, Bubs.
We missed the Battle of Florida.
We did miss the Battle of Florida.
Rick, I even forgot about that. I didn't even know they were playing each other. When did that start?
Sometime around like a week ago, I think. It was like somewhere around.
Sorry, my bad. Well, I'll let you start then, Bubba.
Out of the swamp. What's going on?
Out of the swamp?
Florida's up 2-0 in the series, and they've been the better team. It's been close, but the fucking Rats are out, and they're doing their job. And I mean, they're a big, heavy team, and the biggest issue that happened, or might cause them an issue down this stretch here, is near the end of the game, or near the end of the second period, Barkov took a pretty wicked hit in a bad position. It was, I don't know that the hit was intentionally that bad or anything. I mean, the guy ended up with a 5-minute major for it, so
angle.
It wasn't that. But I mean, it was bad positioning, distance off the boards, and the angle he got hit at, and all that. And
he didn't have the puck.
And he didn't have the puck either. So, I mean, it was interference right off the bat. So
he didn't even see it coming.
No, and he didn't see it coming at all. He was totally blindsided with it.
Well, that was Barkov got
Yeah,
hit?
and he kind of went head first
so.
down into the boards from there, and
Oh,
it
geez.
just they pulled him then, and he didn't return. So I mean that doesn't look great. So
That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck for Lightning.
It's a pretty major part of their team, And I mean, we'll see what happens with the Lightning here as to whether that guy's going to get a suspension out of that or not. We won't know
Who
that
did the
until
hit?
tomorrow.
Hagel.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a big part of their team. I mean, he's
2 points this year so far.
Well, and he was so good for Team Canada too during the Four Nations. Like, he's a big part of their scoring. He's a big part of their team. He's a big part of their energy. If if they end up losing him even for one game, like that might put the nail in the coffin on him.
I think Tampa's just a victim of the way they play hockey. They went through the regular season highest scoring team in the league. They got freaking guns everywhere. They can put pucks in the net. But again, regular season hockey and playoff hockey are not a completely different game, but it's definitely not the same game. And I don't see the urgency in Tampa. Like, just watching them, they don't. They look like they're still playing regular season hockey. I don't see them ramping up at all with what they're doing. So it's going to be a struggle where, Florida's just. I think that's the DNA of that hockey team. They're ramped up no matter what. They're ready to go. Put the biggest rat of all in there too, just to up the volume, amp it up a little bit.
Stop picking on Marchand. Come on.
I love Marchand. Can't stand him, but I love him.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Add the rats to the other two rats, and you've got a whole rat conglomeration.
You got a rat buffet. You got the three rats at Tallahassee.
You got an infestation. Better call the exterminator.
You better. Careful.
So what other series have I missed? Did I get the Battle of Alberta in there?
You got everything else, buddy.
Good. All right.
Got it all. Yeah.
So
what's interesting though is Marchand hasn't really shown up in a point part of way in this series.
Nope. But watching him tonight, he does a lot. Like I said, there's a guy who's not getting points, but is a positive for his team.
He's still being effective on the ice. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving the puck, getting in the grill.
Yeah.
Doing those little things right.
Yeah.
But he's a veteran of playoff hockey. They're looking at. He's got fourth most games. He's first on goals, second in points for the Boston Bruins all time, and that's a team, storied for playoff hockey, and he's, that good at it.
Well, there you go.
Speaking of playoff hockey, we went to the farmers market today, Dale.
The farmers market in Dawson.
Yeah, they got one that's in Bing's old.
Oh, did they put one inside?
So it was pretty good. So we were driving home from that, and we're coming up 8th Street, then down 93rd to our house, and we had to slow down because there was 2 nets and 4 young men playing road hockey. So I rolled down the window as we went by, and I said, "Boys, we'll be up here in 10 to challenge you." So looked at both my daughters, you ready to go, girls? No hesitation. Both of them like, let's kick their ass. So we went home. We grabbed our hockey sticks, drove back up. Jan came up, and we challenged them. Little game of road hockey, me and the girls versus these young boys, and we won 5-2.
Fantastic. There you go.
I don't think I've played road hockey, and I don't even know.
So, wow. Decades. That's great.
And I don't want to brag. I had 2 goals, 3 assists.
Oh, yeah. 2 goals, 3 assists. There you go.
Yeah, and the kids might have been 8 years old.
Oh, good. Well,
no mercy, though.
No mercy.
Still whooped up on them.
So what you're saying is, gloves off, 6 down, they challenge the Chiefs.
Yeah. Challenge the Chiefs. Challenge the Fultons. You know what's going to happen.
Yep. You got to go.
Yeah. Well, Rylan was getting right in their grill. TJ right in their grill. Like, they were older than age. They were about 12, 13, I bet you.
Did you go, you brought out the foil?
No, I didn't have to. I'm a goal scorer.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
right. I got 2 daughters that...
Rylan brought the foil. She brought the foil.
Rylan and TJ, they both led... Well, TJ always led the team in penalty minutes, but Rylan led the league this year in penalty minutes.
Oh, that is an epic story.
Well, she led her team in goals in the league in penalty minutes. It's
That's good.
that's
That's good.
pretty proud of that. Pretty proud of
That's a
that.
pretty solid Fulton effort right there.
That's a solid effort.
Solid effort.
Yeah.
So we're group chatting there, and Dale, you wanted to talk about your ethnic cleansing or something with your Vancouver Canucks?
My ethnic cleansing. No, I was.
Well, that's what it sounded like.
I said it was the Swedish national team. That's what the Vancouver Canucks have become. But I was watching this afternoon after I typed that in just because I thought it was funny. So I was watching a pod or whatever. Somebody raised it that you look at it. What is there? I think there's like 9 guys from Sweden or something on the team, maybe 10. But
Wow.
I thought that was like pretty funny way to talk about the team. But
do you think Elias Pettersson has any hand in that? He's like, "Hi,
well,
I'm your guy. I want this guy. He's got my name. That one's from 2 blocks down
he's my cousin's best friend's boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like right. That's why you got Marcus and the other Elias. Well, the other, but what's funny is both Marcus and Elias, the other Petterssons, did pretty rock solid for what they were being paid to do. So I hope they stick around. But in the news today, it looks like maybe there's some waffling on whether Elias Pettersson's going to be on the Canuck roster next year.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
they should have. I don't know if they had. I don't know who's going to trade for that contract.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Right, you got to think. Okay, the 4 Nations. He would have showed up at the 4 Nations. Yeah. It's just Vancouver that's bringing him down now. So he comes to the 4 Nations.
Yeah, and
he's going to be a stud. And he was the bottom of the barrel for that team.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Absolutely inconsequential. Period.
Didn't mean anything. He wasn't like nothing. Yeah. No. And so you got a guy who's supposed to score 40 goals, scoring what, like 25 or 30?
Yeah, or like his stock is falling faster than Enron. Like it really is.
Totally. Tocchet was talking about how maybe he should stick around and train over the summer in Vancouver instead of going back to Sweden and eating pickled fish or something. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
You know what Tocchet in his head is thinking? You know the problem with Sweden?
No.
It's full of Swedes.
Wow, that's harsh.
You know what? As I'm saying that, I've had the opportunity to play with many nationalities playing hockey, and Swedes were hands down one of my favorite. We had a goaltender in Florida. The guy was one of the best humans I'd met, plus really good hockey player. I wanted to. I don't know, Bubba. Did I ever tell you about Martin Malley?
No, you haven't.
The Czech. So this is a bit of a name game to start with. So me and Johnny Johnson, we're playing in Florida. He was from Pennsylvania. We actually beat him the year before in the NCAA championships. He played for Mercyhurst. I played for Bemidji, and we beat them. And then we ended up being roommates on the Florida team that I played on. It was good, but so we were kind of the younger guys, so they asked us to go pick up this Czechoslovakian kid at the airport. So his name is Martin Malley. So this guy comes, there's one bag in his hockey bag all the way from across the sea. He's got one duffel bag and a hockey bag, and he sees us. We got our little Martin Malley sign, and he comes over to us, and my buddy's like, "I'm Johnny Johnson." He goes, "Johnny Malley." And I go, "I'm Eric Fulton." He's like, "And Eric Malley?" And I'm like, "Well, what's your name?" He's like, Malley. I'm like, okay. So we put him, that's it. So we put him in the grocery getter, and we're gonna stop for a quick bite to eat before we head to the rink. So we stop at this, I don't know if it was what's the one with the breadsticks, all you can eat soup,
like Olive Tree or something.
It was like an Olive Garden type place. I don't know if it was exactly Olive Garden, but so we get there and we're sitting, and the waitress comes by, and Martin orders gazpacho or whatever, the cold soup.
Yeah,
is that cold soup?
Yeah, basically.
I think you're
so
right.
He orders that, and it took a little bit to get his order, but they got through it. He didn't speak very good English at all, barely any. So our shit comes out, our appetizers, and they plop this bowl of soup, and he takes a couple bites, and then they plop. I think I had wings. This waitress pops wings in front of me, and Martin pipes at this poor waitress and goes, "Listen here, you fucking cunt. My soup is cold." I'm like, "Whoa, Martin, Molly, slow it down." This waitress, like, just, imagine if that happened nowadays with all the cell phones out. It'd be like, poor Martin. But we gave the waitress an extra, a
like
little tip.
$300.
So. No, it wasn't that much, but he gets he gets on our team, and he's an absolute card. Like, he's a beauty. But his English is broken, not good. And so we head to Miami. I think we had a couple of days or whatever. So we head to Miami, and we're in this bar. I think it was called the Clevelander. It's one that's in the movies. It's got the pool in front and shit. Miami Vice always was there.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're at one of the stand-up bars, and it's me, Johnny Johnson again, and we got Martin Malley beside us. And there's this black woman on Johnny's left, and she's eyeing up our scruffy Czechoslovakian. And me and Johnny would look at her, and she got huge hands, big Adam's apple.
Oh, it's a dude.
Oh, it's 100% a dude.
Oh no.
And so we're like, all right, we're gonna peel. We left Martin there, and we went to the bathroom, got some drinks, probably tried to wheel a chick or whatever. And we come back, and there's no more Martin, and this black lady's gone as well. So we're sitting there, we keep drinking. About half an hour passes. Martin comes, finds us. He's like, "Fuck, boys, I took her outside. She had a car." We're like, "Okay." He's like, "And she gave me head." I'm like,
Oh,
Martin,
no.
I'm like, Martin, that was a dude. He doesn't even break like a second. He's like, well, "That dude gives great fucking head." Jesus Christ, Martin.
Oh my God.
That dude gives great. They did no shame, no nothing. He's like, "Yeah, whatever, got it done."
Okay.
So then this guy's is great. They cut him from our team. He was an absolute. He said he came from some Czech league, and you could tell, like, he wasn't even junior B level good, but he got there, and so they cut him after. I don't think he got a game. It was like 2 or 3 practices, and so we thought he'd go back to Czechoslovakia, or guys try to help another guy out, try to find a team where he can go or whatever. He didn't have an agent or nothing, so just trying to get, even a senior league in Canada that, might pay room and board or something. We were trying to find him, but we lost track of him. So we had a practice rink, and he showed up at the practice rink, and we're like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I've been living on the beach. Does anybody got any money?" We're like, "Yeah." So we, helped him out. Sure enough, he's like tenting it on a beach. So we lose track of him again. Like a month later, he rolls up in a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. He's got a Rolex on. He shows us his pocket full or wallet full of credit cards and a gangster wallet in there. We're like, "What the fuck, Marty?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, there's some lady, older lady." I'm like, "How old?" He's like, "I don't know, 60." His accent was pretty funny. And he hooked up with her. So she gave him all this shit. Like, he's totally being a taken care of young man. So that's awesome, Martin. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's doing this, doing that." So we lose track of him again for another month. He comes back to the practice rink, and he's back to normal looking Martin. No Rolex, no Mitsubishi 3000. Like, "Martin, what happened?" "I fuck her friend." You hit the gravy train, buddy. "Yeah, my dick gets out once in a while. It has a mind of its own." Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God.
Martin Mallett.
Oh.
True legend that never played a game on our team, but everybody talked about him. And I'm talking about him now,
You're
30
talking
years
about him
later.
now. That's
Yeah.
That's priceless.
that's a remarkable. That's all.
It's Martin Malley. He's a beauty.
Mally.
Malley.
There you go. I have a non hockey related story that happened this week. That's kind of funny that I will share if you want to hear.
Absolutely want to hear it.
So my father-in-law finally got a new computer. I think his computer that he had maybe came out just after the VIC 20, maybe.
Commodore 64,
like Commodore 64, maybe just after that.
Apple IIc.
Yeah, yeah, Apple IIe, I think. Yeah, and he wasn't Apple though; it was something else.
Right.
Anyway, so he's had this computer for a really long time, and so he was pretty excited. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get a new computer." So he gets this new computer, and you know how it is: you get a new computer, you want to like start it up right away. But he's like, he doesn't have skills in putting that kind of stuff together. But he's gonna give it a try. So he's got it all sorted out. He's got this little place where he put his computer, and he does like board, when the old guy talking to other old guys about how the world's coming to an end, something like that. I don't know what they do in there, but whatever. Anyway, so he got it all set up, and then I have my office on the property, so he comes next night and he's like, "Hey, can you help me out? I can't make this computer work." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a look at it." So the computer's all set there. There's not that many wires. It's all plugged into this panel, and the two of us are sitting there looking at it, and I'm like pressing buttons and looking at things, and I'm like, that's plugged into that, that's plugged into that, looking at this power bar, and I think we spent 15 minutes, two of us looking at it, until I suddenly realized, because I started like taking my finger and running the cable, like, okay, that one goes into the plug, that one goes into the plug, and I realized that he had plugged the power bar into the power bar.
Snake eating its tail type thing. Hey, he did a hermaphrodite move.
Trying to save power.
So it just didn't have any power, and I was like, how could this not happen? Anyway, and it was funny because I'm like, well,
he plugged his own dinger into his own vajayjay.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, once I unplugged that and plugged it into an actual wall where power comes out, things got real.
Shit happen.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Right? The clouds parted, the sun came out.
The world changed. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, it was funny because I was like, it wasn't the first thing that came to the brain.
So, with that kind of thing, I notice as I get older, thank God I got girls, so I'm not getting beat up, but, they start challenging you as, intellectually and,
sure, right.
With whatever. How's that with, you having to go bail your dad out? Like, when did you not see your dad as Superman anymore?
Well, he's my father-in-law, so that's a little different.
Also, he's been the Joker the whole time then.
Well, I don't know if he's been the Joker. And I don't actually, to be honest.
The Riddler? I heard he's Two-Face.
He
talks behind your back all the time.
He's a good dude. I don't have
any problem. You should hear what he says behind your back when you're not.
I know. Right. Well, like on these boards, he's probably just reefing about his shitty son-in-law.
Fucking impaler. He ain't paling nothing.
Yeah, what a piece of crap that kid is. Yeah.
My daughter fucking lets that guy blow loads in her. Brutal.
Jesus. But no, I don't know. He's a good dude. I don't. That's he good. Just. Yeah. He's.
Well, you moved your way up. On the will side. Got him.
Yeah, I got
out of his.
Going. But I mean, to be fair,
predicament?
It wasn't like. I think it's one of those things where he hung this power bar on the wall, and it probably was plugged into itself from the start. Yeah. And then it wasn't like I immediately went like, "Oh, well, I know what this problem is." It was like, no, that took effort on everybody's part to figure it out.
So there was nothing coming up on the screen.
No, it was like totally. There's no power.
Well, the first thing you would check is the power bar. Then that's the first cord you'd run down.
Well, it was. I was running if things were going to the power bar, and that took me a couple minutes. That's because I was like, well, if it's plugged into the wall, but it was kind of like behind stuff and whatever. So yeah, I got to it. But
you got to it.
It wasn't like I immediately went with, oh, well, of course, the power bar is plugged into itself because that's how it always rolls. That's not what I thought. Anyway,
that's a good story, though.
Yeah,
it's got a lot. We got to add to it. Those are the best stories that we tell.
That's right.
We can add to it.
Make it better.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys weren't adding to my soup is fucking cold, you cunt. You guys aren't.
Well, I don't know if I've got words for that. To be honest,
I was laughing my ass off. Doesn't that count?
Funny, but it
wasn't meant to be funny. It was supposed to be cultural.
It's cultural. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been to Czechoslovakia, or when it was Czechoslovakia.
Yes,
and the people were fucking great. Like absolutely the best place that I went to on my European tour. Everybody was great. There was me and a couple folks that kind of got together, and we were sharing a room and whatever, and it was great. And then we were out one night, and I was in this club, and I wear glasses. My glasses flew off my head, and they got smashed by like a whole bunch of people. So I'm blind in Czechoslovakia.
Nice.
And this nice girl just handed me these like crumpled, smashed glasses that I guess she'd stepped on, and I was like, "Well, that's awesome." So the next day, I found an optometrist in Prague. That's where I was,
Mhm.
and I walked in with these American glasses and Canadian glasses, and couldn't speak any Czech at all.
Any Prague-ish?
Any Prague-ish? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Czech. But anyway, they
You call it what you want.
nice people there, and they didn't know what to say to me, and they took my glasses and looked me over, whatever, and then said okay, and then we communicated. They said they'd have something for me in like 3 days. I'm like, okay, so 3 days blind in Prague, which is actually super fun, by the way, because you're blind but not that blind, and I had a good time. Anyway,
Is that an old Red Rider song, "Blind in Prague"?
blind in Prague, yeah, right.
Kind of
So
sounds
then I
like it
show up
should be
3
if
days
it
later.
isn't.
I show up 3 days later. I walk into this place, and they've got glasses for me, which is awesome. And they're communist glass. Like it's not, my Canadian glasses were like plastic thin lenses, like fairly light. These things were now like bottles on my face. Like
Dale
You get
anyway,
state glasses and be happy.
yeah, I was happy, and then
Yeah.
but they were great. They were super smiley, and everybody was happy. And the lady says it's going to cost me. I couldn't tell you the number, but she gave me this number, and I could tell by the look on her face that she thought that like it was a lot. And I mean, I was a young man, and I didn't have any money, obviously a backpacker. And it turned out they cost me 30 Canadian dollars. And I was like, fuck yeah, here's $30, like right on. And I think from her perspective, because at that time,
Yes.
right, it was like I just paid for a Lada or something. Anyway, it was great. And so then I had these like thick Coke bottle glasses for the next 2 months as I toured around Europe because I couldn't get other glasses anywhere.
Did that stop you from getting any gals? You think
It did
was
not.
Was that the reason?
That was not the reason.
What was the reason? Your personality?
Yes, and lack of experience.
Well, you do like to go to other, when you're a young man, go do other adventures with other young men. So,
Yeah,
I think Prague's a place like that. Don't they have like sex dungeons there or stuff? Or am I thinking of a different place? Is that Germany?
I have no idea.
You're thinking Amsterdam.
Well, I know Amsterdam's but I think isn't Germany like? I've heard that place has got like the wacky sex, like off Dieter. Now it's the time we dance.
Oh, maybe,
but S&M clubs heavy.
Maybe. I think that like today's Czech Republic and Slovak, is this Slovenia?
Czechia and Slovenia.
Yeah, they're totally different places than when I was there. But I went to both. I went to Prague, and then I went to Bratislava as well. Bratislava was really fun as well. I enjoyed it. We are two handsome guys from Bratislava. I literally said that while I was wandering around Bratislava and thought it was the funniest thing ever. And there was a couple Bratislavians that I'd met, and there was two girls, by the way, Eric.
Yeah.
And
did the story get blue, or is I'm a sexy guy thing? Did it work?
No, it
didn't
I'll
work.
save that story for some other time.
It would have been, yep. Well, you don't have to get into details.
On the train.
Did you put the puck in the net? Did you put the puck in the net?
No, not in the net.
All right. So you just guessed. And did you rub over the pants? Was it getting pretty crazy? Under the bra, over the pants.
It's over. We're not talking about it. Done. Anyway, yeah, but I did. Yeah, Prague. The Czechoslovakia was great, so I could see how your young hockey friend
was a little bit out there. But I played with more than him. I played with even in junior. We were one of the teams we brought over some Czech Czechs, Zorn Kozik, and who's the other guy? There's another guy, Zorn. He
Were
had
they
a
like
20-year-old
were
when
they
I was
like
16.
heavy drinkers? Because
Oh my
I
good gravy!
I
Drinking,
I
gambling, and fucking dart machines.
yeah I
Just smoke, and nobody on our junior team smoked.
yeah they everybody was smoking and drinking, like it was
Oh yeah,
it was overwhelming. We so we ran out of beer, and we actually met these like people in Prague who were staying. We weren't staying with them, but we had been hanging out with them for the day, and then
at a
we were at
hostel.
their place. We no we were I was staying at a hostel with, there was 5 of us, 2 girls and 3 guys, and then we met these Czech like
Were you
Prague
the odd
people.
man out?
No,
You
I
were
don't
in.
know. I don't know if there wasn't really any ins. It was just a group of
Oh.
folks. But anyway, we met these people. They were great, and they were driving us around, and we had a great day. And then we were at their place, and we had dinner, and then we were like drinking. We ran out of like booze, so me and one of the hosts persons, he said, "Oh, there's a bar down this just down the like literally at the bottom of the building, like this communist looking building thing that we were in." Anyway, we walked very short distance into like this weird bar. I didn't even, if you had someone tell me that was a bar, I would have no idea. It was just like a door, open the door, and it was like a bar with a bunch of men in it. And
Weird.
I mean, yeah, it was, I was like, okay, weird. And then the guy said something, and then the bartender said something. I forked out $5 American, and they gave us a crate of 20 of the largest beer bottles you've ever seen in this crate. And the 2 of us picked it up and then carried it back. And I was like, I don't know what just happened, but okay. And it was really great
I'll
beer.
tell you what happened. It was $5 and 2 dirty hand jibbers in the dirty bathroom stall. Here you go, son. Here's your beer.
I don't know, but it was great beer.
You don't know.
And
That's
it
the
was
problem. You're
$5.
drugged. It was like Hostel, the movie. You were drugged. You don't know what you just came out of there with. Like you said, you don't know how it happened. You just came out of there with beer,
No, I had beer, and
and sticky hands.
I did not have sticky hands, but it was yeah, it was great. They had good beer there, very good beer.
Bubba, we've been monopolizing the conversation here.
Sorry, man.
And foreign players, whatever. Who is your favorite foreign player that's ever played with the Oilers?
Mm.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know.
Probably my favorite's Curry. He was such a good player. But I mean, my favorite one was probably more like Andrei Kovalenko. And I mean, it come down to the stories about that guy. They used to have practice, and at the end of practice, they'd the guys would have a contest to see who could shoot the puck through the hole that's for the scorekeeper. And those guys
where you pass the pucks through.
Yeah, the guys had said that he's the one that always won those fucking contests. Like, no question about it. Like, the guy had skill coming out his fucking ears. He just oozed it, and yet
I thought you were going
totally
to say
that.
Peter Klima.
Oh God, no.
Why not?
Because the only good thing he ever did was get benched for most of a game and then come out
and score the overtime winner.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Get benched for about 6 periods straight and then score.
Great helmet, great salad, great
God.
skates, great tape job.
That was the worst helmet ever.
Oh, his tape job. How about that?
No,
he was like the first guy to come out with the candy cane. One of the first guys to come out with the candy cane tape job.
Yeah,
stripes all the way down.
Pretty awful.
No, you can't. Yari Curry, that guy's
he's badass.
Another guy doesn't get enough love in this game. He was, being a Calgary Flames fan and just watching that guy not only score every freaking time he played, but just played good defensively. Was tough. Didn't fight by any stretch, but he was tough. Always in the mix. Drives the net. Not Glenn Anderson like, but drove the net hard. And he could 1-tee it as good as anybody.
Oh, it just, just quietly play with the great one for his whole career, or for a large portion of his career.
A large part of it, yeah.
And just score and score.
That doesn't hurt either.
No.
I was thinking about that, watching all these hyphenated names that are playing in the NHL right now, so Bernard Docker, that kind of shit, where the mom gets to have her last name on the jersey too, which is, whatever. But
Hey
I was
man,
thinking,
they're kids of separated parents.
whatever, right? If you're a dad, be a dad. I'll just leave it at that. But I was thinking if I did have a son and I was going to let him, or be happy with him hyphenating his name to his wife's parents, it'd be okay if the last name of the bride was Wayne Gretzky. So it would be, my kid's name would be Bob Wayne Gretzky Fulton. I think I could live with that. Other than that, I don't think, as a man, you should let your son hyphenate his name. Just a thought.
I don't really understand the hyphenated name. And
Well,
I
it's
mean, I'm not
it's
going
a,
to go down whether it's a man or not a man or whatever. I just don't really quite understand what the purpose is.
well,
Like,
it's
what are you trying to explain? I
it's a
guess.
woman. If Jan had her way, our kids would be Grover Fulton. She loves her family.
Really?
Oh, 100%. 100% it would be.
Huh.
She
Oh,
told me when we had kids, that's the reason I got married. She goes, if
oh,
we're not married and I have kids with you, they're going to be Grovers. I'm like, well, I guess we're getting married.
yeah, yeah.
It was really romantic.
Well,
We just went and found a jewelry store. I got her ring. Said, do you like that one? Yeah, okay, let's get married then.
well, there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, that's romance.
Yeah. Well, my kids kept the last name, so there's that.
Oh,
But
I think my oldest daughter might keep. I think she might make her man hyphenate. Just got a feeling.
oh yeah, I
He's
knew
got
a
a
guy
strong
who,
personality.
to be fair, when he married a lady, and her last name was Valentine, and he
Mhm.
took her last name. But that was a pretty baller last name. So to be fair, I can't remember his last name. It wasn't that great.
Is it really that baller to be Valentine?
I don't know. The way it did sound good. Like I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you got to pick one. Sure.
Like if you're Mike the Hammer
Valentine.
Valentine.
Oh, I love
What's
it.
his
That's
first name?
great. I can't remember his first name. It's been a minute. The girl was a friend of Trish's, and we met them. And then he changed his last name to hers, and I was like, that's interesting. And then I thought, well, yeah, his first name, his original name wasn't whatever, but I thought Valentine fit for him, so why not? I got it. I thought that was a
Greg
great
the
last
Hammer
name.
Valentine. Just took me a bit.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, one of
there
the
you go.
best mullets ever. Beauty.
The best mullets ever.
Oh, he did. This greasy, blonde haired. That was nice. Big fat head on him, big arms.
I thought a
And I
wrestler.
don't know if he
Yes.
got the nickname
Oh, yeah.
Hammer from like his forearm shivers, or if he had a hammer.
Oh, and he had these golden blonde locks. Oh, yeah.
God, I can't believe we're talking about wrestling. I did not follow. That's okay.
All right. Well, I think unless Bubba, you got anything to throw out there?
Nope, I think that's about all we got for this episode.
We're gonna wrapping it up.
Impaler?
I'm good. We do you think if the Knights make it all the way, will there be a Knights game on if we are in Vegas at the same time?
Yes, the playoffs have not ended by that time. Getting a ticket, I don't know if that's going to be an option, but last year they had it outside the Sphere, and then Vegas will just be nuts. We'll just enjoy the Stanley Cup playoff vibe.
That would be
Energy.
very
for
cool.
sure. It'll be so great.
That would be what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And I was thinking if that didn't happen, I was talking to T, my daughter, and if LA after they beat Edmonton, they're going to be riding high, and I think in the West, I think it's a crapshoot after this round. And if LA is still playing, it's only a couple 3.5 hour drive to LA, and that's probably a place we could get a seat and watch a playoff game.
That means you're going to end up listening to the Korean downtown.
Oh, it's the best thing ever happened to hockey, without a doubt.
What?
The Korean Granny Harmonica Club.
They
do the national anthem with using harmonicas. It's unbelievably good.
You have to absolutely go and YouTube that as soon as we're done here.
Oh, I'm going to. I did not know this. Well, I don't know about the LA trip, but I mean, for no other reason than that, I'd love to see the Knights get there because it would be cool to be in a city that's having the NHL playoffs.
Well, let's go for the Knights then. You and I don't have a team. Let's pull for the Knights.
Yeah,
Just for that
I'm
reason.
pulling. I was pulling for him anyway, but then that was my team. Oh, that's what we did. Well, okay, so you're pulling for the Oilers, Bubba. I'm going to pull for the Knights. You're pulling for the Knights. We're pulling for the Knights.
Yeah.
Go Knights.
So we've solidified our team in the West. Who are we pulling for in the East?
Ooh, I kind of want to have the Maple Leafs do something exciting, and I know I feel weird
it'd be
about
great.
saying that.
No, it'd be great for hockey. So much as I don't want to see the Leafs do anything other than make their fan base cry and watch Biz just melt down on the screen, listen to the Chicklets and just get tormented again. I would love that. But I know how good it'd be for hockey to get the Leafs.
Yeah.
Leafs in there. But I think Florida, they're the best team in the league. Until they're beaten in the playoffs, they're the best team in the league. And they're sure looking like it right now. So I'm jumping on the Florida bandwagon again because of my buddy Bennett.
Sammy boy.
Bennett the Menace is just one of my favorite guys to watch. So yeah, I'm jumping on that. Where are you going in the East, bub?
Oh, problem is I don't like a whole lot of teams in the East. So, but that said, I got a good buddy who's an assistant GM for Carolina, so I'm gonna go with them.
Going with the Hurricanes, eh?
Yep. I like the way they play. They're a good team. I just want to.
Like I said, they look a lot different than the last couple of years, just with the minute major changes that they've made.
Exactly. Much different team to watch play now.
Well, Bubba, send us out. Good time tonight, fellas. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening.
I enjoy your company. Appreciate your thoughts.
There you go.
Thanks everybody for listening. This has been Barium Podcast. You'll be able to listen to our podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And episodes come out every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time.